I know you can still hear me, please.
This is the sequel to the first part of the movie. If you are yet to see it, there is a link of the recap video in the description. And if you've seen it already, just know the next part of the movie gets darker and more frightening. My name is B, and I will be taking you through the progression of this movie. Quick disclaimer, this video is made for educational purposes only, and it isn't a replacement of the original. You could watch it on Netflix for the full experience. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really does help the channel out.
You will go back to practice and you will help them win this competition. Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Get out.
So, after Rosemary's body was found, the priest, who is also Baba's father, stressed they bury her right away where she was killed because she was killed in a cursed forest and her blood had mixed with the ground. If she had been taken elsewhere or given to her parents for burial, it could have been chaotic. Meanwhile, her murderers, now turned serial rapists, got a fourth member and went after their next victim, which happens to be Sister Ruth. Baba, who always stood for justice, tried to save her and ended up being beaten till he was unconscious. But they couldn't kill him or Sister Ruth since he's the son of the priest, and if they touched her, he would have exposed them. They left them, but the fourth guy, who is jealous he didn't partake with them the last time, pretended he had forgotten his key. Also, he would go back and molest Sister Ruth. And then Rosemary, whose body has been possessed by a vengeance-seeking spirit, killed him. Rosemary only returned after Sister Ruth pleaded with her to spare Baba, who was drifting in and out of consciousness. Sister Ruth confides in Mother Superior about what she saw, and as you guessed it, she made her question her sanity, which caused her not to utter another word after that. Meanwhile, the little Baba recalled he told his father he made incantations and it was revealed to him that the spirit possessing Rosemary's body sought vengeance for her, after which it would turn on the village. He told the king and the people, who were terrified, their only option was to carry out a blood sacrifice which will require one finger from the father and son of the murderers and then their banishment to save the village. But it was too much of a punishment for them, and while they wasted time looking for an alternative, Bolu gets killed and then it dawned on them on what to do. They carried out the sacrifice and it worked, putting Rosemary at bay only temporarily, until their whole lineage leaves the village at dawn and never to return. It was because of this the king had put a rule mandating all newcomers to see him, so that the lineage of the banished families don't return. But already, someone unaware of their history had made it to the town. Baba drops the names of the four murderers, and before he left, he identified ID as the first victim after citing a birthmark he had seen on the boy while he played football. Inspector Theophilus finds the whole tale as gibberish that will only waste his time and put him in a goose chase, but this is the only lead they have so far. Meanwhile, as Baba left the station, Creepy Ige tells him further as per Mother Superior's instructions. The next day, Baba goes to Jimmy, his late father's apprentice, for help. There is a bad blood between them because Baba had left the family business and wouldn't return even for his father's burial due to some complications. But the current situation is bigger than either of them. After Jimmy summoned the oracles, the genesis of the vengeful spirit is revealed. Back in 1941 in Malumo, a woman whose 4 children had suffered from sickle cell and all died before the age of 4 was falsely accused of being a witch. The priest hung her to death and caused her spirit to cry and roam the forest forever. And all this time, their spirit roamed and cried, seeking vengeance until Rosemary was killed by the tree she was hanged. And finally, she had a medium by which she could carry out her vengeance. Since the killing started after a member of the cursed lineage came back to the town, they had to find them, and Jimmy sensed Baba knew the person because he could smell them on him. He informs Baba to find the person and bring them to him. Baba presumes it's Amanda and leaves to find her. In the meantime, Oscar leaves the list of names with the sergeant to find their whereabouts before he left with Theophilus to the school to question Mother Superior again. Ike already saw them coming and warned her, so they devised a plan to waste their time. She leaves, and after about an hour, she got back to meet them still waiting. They got on with their questioning, and even though they knew she was hiding the truth about ID, they couldn't charge her with anything. While Theophilus went back to the station, Oscar stayed back to question the students, more like flirt with a female student he earlier lost over.
Gentlemen, where is Amanda?
We didn't want to get her into any trouble, but she only came for the first day.
That's not good enough. What time are you meeting next?
Tomorrow by 7 p.m.
Then she will be there.
Thank you.
Even if I have to drag her there myself.
Back at the station, Oscar hadn't returned and the sergeants give Inspector Theophilus their findings. While 2 of the murderers are dead, 1 is at a mental institution and the last is just unaccounted for. Night came and Oscar, who had been out with a female student getting her provision, tries to get his reward. She refuses and leaves him hot and bothered. He hears Rosemary's thunderous footsteps and growling, and we all know what time it is. Amanda gets the same nightmares, but this time, there is visible markings on her arms, which means it wouldn't be long before Rosemary finally have her. Somewhere else, Inspector Theophilus couldn't sleep and skimmed through the documents he had gotten earlier. Susie, a woman of easy virtue he had gotten for the night, helped him make sense of his case. She confirms the stories of the ghost killings and debunks the idea that they were all tales, and she knows this because she was raised in the town. It's tedious for Amanda going through all she's going through, being sleep deprived and now the visible markings, and when she thinks she's about having an uneventful day.
What that superior wants to see.
You're late for class.
Now.
Baba meets Theophilus, who came to the school and informs him of Amanda. He noticed he didn't come with his partner but didn't put too much thought into it. They immediately met Amanda, who just left Mother Superior's office where she went about threatening her if she didn't practice with the boys. She was apprehensive about what Baba was saying, but when he revealed all he knew about her nightmares, she relaxed a bit. At least she found someone who understands her pains. They needed to find her father, and her mom is the only person who could confirm if he's the man in the picture the police had brought, so she took them to her. They agreed not to reveal their purpose for asking or Amanda's nightmares so she doesn't get spooked up. Her daughter and the police presence, however, did that. She confirmed the man is Amanda's father. An emotional sequence follows as she narrates how she met the man after he had made promises to her and gotten her pregnant. He refused to be a part of her pregnancy and sent her out. It was quite a revelation, but mostly a bonding moment for Amanda and her mother. After that, they went to Jimmy. After consulting the oracles, he carried out a fortification charm on Amanda. This will protect her and also help him capture the spirit, however, temporarily. It's been a strange day for her, knowing a thing about her past and now hopeful for her freedom from the curses that follows it. When she got to the hostel, she got accosted by Mother Superior who had been looking for her, and she quickly goes to the practice. She joined the boys and Mother Superior supervises over them. Meanwhile, Baba finds Oscar's body and Ige quickly knocks him out before he made an alarm. He reports to Mother Superior and she leaves for the scene, leaving Amanda to her doom with the boys. When she got there, Baba wasn't there anymore, so they instead went on to dispose Oscar's body.
Who is going to save you now?
Finally, Rosemary, after making it to the school and killing the boys, she went after Amanda, who made her way to the chapel where Sister Ruth was praying. Ige and Mother Superior made it to them. Her prayers were ineffective on the spirit, and Ige, using the last of his sense, tried to stab the spirit and got killed. The bloodthirsty spirit, seeking vengeance, charged towards Amanda. Inspector Theophilus, who had gotten back to the school to return Amanda's bag she forgot in his car, shot at the spirit severally. Rosemary took him by the throat. She sensed he isn't an evildoer, so she tossed him on Baba that also made it there. She gives out a loud, ear-deafening shriek. Sister Ruth tries to talk to the entity, believing a part of Rosemary that was kind, loving, and peaceful still resides in it. But instead, it attacked her and only left her after Amanda gave herself up by slitting her own wrist. It now took Amanda, but Sister Ruth kept begging for the good-natured Rosemary, which aggravated the spirit even more, and it gave out more loud and deafening shrieks. When she turned to Sister Ruth and gave her last shriek, she recalled her friend. It seems Rosemary finally subdued the evil spirit as she leaves afterwards. Amanda got rushed to the hospital while Mother Superior got arrested, but the church wouldn't allow such scandal, so her replacement is imminent, and after 2 months, Sister Ruth got replaced with her. Amanda, after recuperating, returned to the school, looking healthier. It's quite evident her mother is still kept in the dark about everything. Still, the question is it finally over? Is Rosemary at rest now? Is the spirit of vengeance gone for good? Jimmy has an answer for us. He thinks since the fortification he made on Amanda didn't work and Rosemary spared her, she isn't bound by the blood of her murderers or their lineage anymore. That means Rosemary could go past the boundaries of the town, rewarding evildoers with a fair share of evil that will keep them dead enough not to retell the story.